Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Cody the Coin Raptor, and for today's video, I want to go ahead and talk about the health of Bitcoin miners. This is something that I started talking about a little bit yesterday. I'm going to go over some of the more important metrics that I've been looking at, and specifically the strength of the Bitcoin miners recently, say over the past couple of weeks. But before I get to that, be sure to subscribe to my channel to get the notification of when my new videos come out, and be sure to check me out on Twitter in order to get the most up-to-date information. So first, let's start with some important network information. And we're going to start here with the hash rate. Okay, so the Bitcoin hash rate is extremely important because what it's showing you right now is the total power of the Bitcoin blockchain. So the total amount of hashes being performed on the Bitcoin blockchain. And so what we see here right now is we're basically sitting at an all-time high. We zoom out here a little bit. You can look at the 1 year, you can look at the 5 year, and you can see that we're sitting at an all-time high currently. So what we can take away from this data is that miners right now are incredibly strong and numerous in the blockchain. The fact that it's hitting a new all-time high means that miners probably aren't under a lot of stress right now. During periods of stress like that November crunch here we tend to see the hash rate actually come back down as the Bitcoin price plunges and as miners are taken offline, or the more inefficient miners are taken offline. Okay, so the next thing I want to look at here is the hash price index. So the hash price index can be thought of as a measurement of 1 terahash per second per day, the profitability of performing 1 terahash per second per day. And so what we have here right now is we're close to a 3-month high. If we actually zoom out here, we take a look at the yearly, we're down significantly from the yearly. But over the last 3 months, call it about a quarter or so, we're still much higher than where we were back in November. So we're starting to see that recover a little bit, even though we're kind of coming on a little bit of a downslope here. So miners are earning slightly more than they did back down here at the bottoms of November. What we're looking at here is about 5 cents, okay? And what we're looking at up here is about 7 cents, almost 8 cents or so. Next, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the ASIC data. So for those of you who don't know, ASICs are basically the most efficient machine that you can use to mine Bitcoin. Okay, so we always try to take a look at is the fluctuations of the ASIC prices right now. And so what you see here at the top, this one right here, this red line, this is the most efficient ASIC prices. The one in the middle is kind of a mid-range ASIC price, so the middle efficiency, and the one at the bottom here is the worst efficiency ASIC. So what you're seeing here is we're actually starting to see a little bit of an increase in the ASIC prices. That's telling me that, especially in the most efficient miners, that you're starting to see a higher demand for some of the more efficient ASIC miners. Whereas you look at the lowest one, the demand really hasn't picked up very much of that at all. And even for the medium one here, it hasn't picked up, and it's continuing going down. So what that's telling me right now is that the most efficient miners currently are in high demand. Next, we want to make sure we take a look at the Puell Multiple. So the Puell Multiple gives us an idea of the profitability of miners. And what we're seeing here right now is if you look at this chart, you can see that we're out of this green zone here very firmly. Now, the green zone here will represent kind of like a break-even point for Bitcoin miners. So as long as we stay out of that sort of green zone, then miners are definitely going to be in better shape. And as you can see here, we're kind of all the way back up to April levels of miner profitability. So that is a very strong indicator of the health right now of Bitcoin miners. Next, we're going to take a look at the miner's reserve. So miner's reserve is a amount of coins in miners' wallets. Now, this has actually been going down, and it continues to go down. There's a little bit of a bump here, but then it kind of came back down again. And we do zoom in here. We can take a look, and we can see that it came down. It hit a bottom here in the 18th of January, and then it's gone up a little bit, and then it's gone up just a little bit more after that point. So what this is saying right now is that there are more coins in the miner's wallet right now, but just barely. And over the big jump in Bitcoin prices that we've seen over the past 3 weeks, we can see a dramatic drop off of the miners' reserve as the Bitcoin prices go up. Okay, so miners have been taking advantage of this, and they have been selling their coins for the most part as the price continued to increase. Now, as the price kind of leveled off a little bit, the miners' reserve also kind of leveled off a little bit. It seems like in any sort of big spike in the price that they're also going to wind up selling into those big spikes on the price. Okay. Next, we want to also take a look at miners' revenue as well. So this is the total value of the Coinbase block rewards and transaction fees. And we can see that, again, this is also up almost to about, I would say, this level right here at about September or so. So it's better off than it has been over the past month or two, but it's still not great compared to where we were at the start of the bull market. And even before that, we zoom out here and we can see that it's still fairly low. And the highs here are much higher than where we are right now. And we are still trying to get above that June level. And right now, we're at about that September level right now for miners' revenue. Okay, so to kind of summarize it all, I want to go ahead and give you guys a quick summary of what I think about the miners right now. So miners have been brought online at an increasing rate. We're seeing more miners being brought online. The miners are becoming more and more efficient, as we see here. The ASIC prices, the best ones, are actually decreasing significantly. Miners are making slightly more money, right? They're making slightly their value of that 1 terahash per second per day has increased significantly over the past 2 months or so, and the profitability has been much, much higher than it has been. So I think miners in general are in a good situation right now. They have been selling quite a bit into these pump ups that we've seen here for the Bitcoin price, but as a whole, miners right now are fairly healthy, and that's something we like to see, because when it comes down to it, we need to see the miners' health improve in order for Bitcoin to really take off in the price, and for especially for the network to remain secure, we need to make sure that we have a healthy miner base. So that is incredibly important when you're talking about the Bitcoin price. And in general, we do tend to see, as the Bitcoin price goes up, miner health also tends to increase as well, as miners get more and more profitable. Okay? So that's all I've got for you guys today. If you like this content, let me know. Like, subscribe, and go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think about miners and their miner health. Is there a metric that you're looking at that I should be paying attention to when it comes to miners and miner health? I'm interested in knowing. This is Cody the Coin Raptor, and I hope to see you in the next video.